do it. Still there.
In NCAA Division II, student-athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student-athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student-athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II. where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside Royal Brown Pavilion in Seattle, Washington. We have a non-conference tilt going here. A couple of West Region conferences, the CCAA featuring the Cal State East Bay Pioneers, the GNAC, the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, featuring the Seattle Pacific University Falcons. Each team coming into this game with just 2 wins on the season. The Pioneers picked up a win in their last game over Cal Poly Humboldt to go to 2-5 and to go to 1-2 in their conference. Falcons 2-7 and have only played 1 conference game so far. That was a loss to Montana State Billings in overtime last Saturday here at Royal Brown Pavilion. Falcons are just playing at home in December. They have a total of 4 home games. This is game number 2 in December. They'll play again on Wednesday against Evergreen State, and then next Saturday versus Douglas College before they get their conference schedule back underway. Cal State East Bay also stepping outside of conference for a little bit here. They will actually, they've already played 3 in conference, and they'll play 1 more before the end of 2024. The Pioneers, coached by Brian Rooney in his 8th season at the helm of the program, and he's going to go with a lineup that features Tyree Campbell, a junior out of Rancho Cucamonga, California, transfer from California Baptist University. Dennis Kadirich is a junior from right here in Seattle, transferred from Fort Scott Community College in Kansas. Ramsey Huff, a junior from Riverside, California. Baril Kabamba, a senior from Clearwater, Florida, and a transfer from Cal State Fullerton. And Peyton White, a junior from Riverside, California. A couple of Riverside products in the starting lineup for the Pioneers. For the Falcons, they're going to go with Owen Moriarty, who is now up to number 2 in the GNAC in scoring. He's from right here in Seattle. Went to O'Day High School and Bellevue College. Jackson Knapp, a junior from Newcastle, Washington, right nearby as well. Jonas Latour, a redshirt sophomore from Poulsbo, Washington, not too far across the water. Trace Evans has made the longest trip here. He's a junior out of New South Wales, Australia, and a transfer from University of Missouri, Kansas City. Henry Sandberg, a freshman from Spokane, Washington, and a graduate of Gonzaga Prep High School. The Falcons, coached by Kefri Fazio, he's in his 2nd year, was spent last year as the interim head coach for SPU, and they removed the interim tag from his title this year. As a lot of turnover, though. A couple of players in the Falcons starting lineup were here last year. Actually, Jonas Latour was as well, as Latour is getting his 2nd start of the season. Knapp in the circle as the official finally does toss it up And that was Dennis Kadirich in the circle as well for the Pioneers. Falcons win the tip, though. And we are underway from Royal Brown Pavilion. Both teams pretty excited about this one. You could feel the energy in the building on both sides. Here's Moriarty, and he's going to get it to Latour for a three from the corner, and Jonas Latour knocks it down. Moriarty thought about shooting it, decided to pass it off instead, and Jonas Latour with the first three of the ball game. Pioneers with possession now. And this is Campbell getting it down low, but Kabamba leans back and puts it up and in off the glass. And the Pioneers make it a 3-2 ball game in favor of the Falcons as they bring it the other way. Try to get it down low to Evans, and they're going to say that it was last touched by the Pioneers. And head coach Brian Rooney down on the baseline. Now back to his bench. And the official is going to tell the whole bench to back up just a little bit. So we'll see if they say the same to the Falcons on their side. But yeah, Brian Rooney in front of the bench really didn't have a lot of room. And maybe he went that is why he went down to the baseline, was to get the officials' attention. Here is Jackson Knapp, and now Evans in the post. Evans has it knocked away, and it's last touched by Trace Evans. And it was Dennis Kadirich on defense there. Kadirich went to Ingram High School here in Seattle. Cal State East Bay, located in Hayward, California, about halfway between Oakland and San Jose. As this one comes up short, Kadirich, and the Falcons back the other way. Moriarty, and has it knocked away. It's knocked into the bench. It'll be Falcons basketball as Huff got to that one and couldn't save it in bounds. So Falcons will have possession. Moriarty from in front of the Pioneers bench, and Evans with it gets it to Sandberg. Sandberg pulls up from the elbow and couldn't get it to go. Long rebound tapped out to Knapp. Knapp puts up the floater, and that one doesn't go either. And the rebound to Kadirich. Here come the Pioneers the other way. And Moriarty with the steal. They were trying to get it to White, and Moriarty playing through contact couldn't get the lay-in to go. And did not get the foul call either. Here's Kabamba going baseline, reverses it up and in. And Kabamba with the first 4 points of the ball game for the Pioneers. He's coming into this one averaging 15.1 points per game to lead the Pioneers in that category. Nice pass from Knapp to Latour, but he couldn't get that shot to go. Trying to get under the basket and reverse it up and in, but couldn't do so. And the Pioneers the other way with a 4-3 lead. Here's Kabamba. Gets it to White. And it finds Kadirich cutting down the lane. Kadirich with a floater puts it up and in. And the Pioneers with a 6-0 run in progress now after the Falcons got the first 3 points of the ball game. Here's Evans for Sandberg. Back to Evans in the post. Evans will kick it. And now Latour taking the three, and that one off the iron, no good. Again, it was Moriarty getting it to Latour, but that time the shot didn't go from Jonas Latour. And Latour with the steal here. And the Falcons have come up with a couple of steals on cross-court passes. Latour takes it to the bucket, lays it up and in, and one. And Jonas Latour will be at the free throw line with the Falcons down a point now, 6-5, 16:48 to go first half. And Latour already with 5 points in the ballgame, looking for a sixth here at the free throw line. And he does get that one to go. Latour, a 70% free throw shooter, just 7 out of 10 coming into this game. But gets the free throw to go to complete the three-point play. Over the top, Peyton White, and Sandberg with the block on Peyton White. Here come the Falcons back the other way. Knapp has it knocked away as Campbell reached in, and then Kadirich ended up with it. This one thrown too long the other way, though. And the Falcons will take it back on the turnover. 6 apiece. And not a huge crowd out tonight. But you could see just the buzz in the building really from both of these teams. Neither one getting off to a particularly great start record-wise. But both these teams seemed ready to play from the jump. Here is Sandberg. In the lane, pulls up, puts it, turns around, and hits the fadeaway over Ramsey Huff. And Sandberg is on the board for the Falcons. The freshman from Gonzaga Prep in Spokane. This is Peyton White, and he's going to get fouled as they're going to get Moriarty on the foul here. 15:45 to go first half, and the Falcons with an 8-6 lead. We'll be right back on the SP webcast in just a moment. Back in Seattle, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. 8-6, Falcons with the early lead. And they actually got out to a 3-0 lead. The Pioneers win on a 6-0 run, and now the Falcons have scored the last 5 to retake the lead. As they will bring in Nakia Schoonerstedt and Mason Landek off the bench. Moriarty, Sandberg, and Knapp still out there. And the Pioneers now with Teano Hardy on the floor as well, and the rest of the starters remain for both teams. This is Hardy getting it to Huff, and he's going to step back and take a 3 with the shot clock running down, and he drains it. And that will give the Pioneers the lead at 9-8. Here's Landek across midcourt. Gets it to Knapp. Schoonerstedt at the top, out of Vienna, Austria. Here's Moriarty going to take a 3, and that one goes down for the second leading scorer in the GNAC, Owen Moriarty, who had a career-high 29 on last Saturday against Montana State Billings in an overtime loss. Falcons lead it now 11-9 as Moriarty connects for his first 3 of the game. Here's Kabamba getting it over to Campbell. And now shot clock running down again. Hardy cross court in the corner. Peyton White for 3, and he knocks it in. Peyton White puts the Pioneers back in front, 12-11 with a corner 3. Falcons the other way. Moriarty to Knapp on the left wing. Back to Moriarty. And now Moriarty going to take the 3. And that one off the rim, no good. Rebound to Tyree Campbell. Campbell back the other way. Kicks it out to White and thought about it. Decided to pass it off instead. This is Huff. And now Hardy with it. Here's Campbell. And he pulls up on the right baseline. And puts it in from about 10 feet out. And the Pioneers lead it by 3, 14-11. Moriarty over in the corner for Sandberg. And he can't connect on that one. Falcons end up with the rebound. Here's Landek into the lane. Kicks it out for Schoonerstedt for a 3. Nakia Schoonerstedt knocks it in. And it's 14 apiece. Schoenerstedt, the big man from Vienna, Austria. Really, he's 6'9", he's tall. He's listed at 212. But he can shoot it from out there. Here's a three from Baril Kabamba. And he knocks it in. And he's got 10 points in the ballgame already. As the Pioneers go back in front by 3, 17-14. Schoenerstedt. And tried to get it to Sandberg. And Sandberg unable to pull that one in. Knapp will come out, Latour back in, and Julian Mora off the bench as well, as Cal State East Bay making some subs. Jordan Espinoza, Max McCall in, and Blessing Nuotite is in as well. Here's a three on the way, and that one shot by Hardy, but couldn't get it to go. Falcons with the rebound. Landek back to Latour, and now Mora out there. Latour to Sandberg. Falcons going with a small lineup here. Sandberg can't connect on the shot. And back the other way is McCall. And now the Pioneers with Hardy looping it out. From the right wing there is Nuotite. Couldn't connect. McCall saves it in bounds to Nuotite. I'll get that name down. Here's McCall. And now Teano Hardy with it. Here's Blessing Nuotite again. And now the three on the way from Teano Hardy is good. And the Pioneers with a 6-point lead at 20-14. Sandberg with it for Landek. Got to try to get it back to Sandberg, but the Pioneers come up with a steal. And they come the other way with it. McCall will slow things down. McCall with the long black sleeves. Here's Hardy. And now slipping there and regaining control was Espinoza. Hardy from McCall with the shot clock running down. And the kick out in the corner for Espinoza. That one off the mark. Falcons the other way. Landek will get it to Latour. He'll take it to the bucket. And that one off the back iron. No good. Pioneers the other way. Falcons have gone cold here in the last couple minutes. As this is Tyree Campbell, rather. Nuotite will get it to Hardy. And now Campbell will pull up and shoot over Schoenerstedt, and that one off the mark. Rebound to the Falcons. Here's Mason Landek with it. Landek, native of Kashmir, Washington, transferred from Lemoyne College all the way over in the Syracuse, New York area. Here's Sandberg. Inside for Latour, and Latour turns around and scores off the glass. And Kefri Fazio takes a timeout. Latour with 8 points, but the Falcons down by 4, 20-16. And let's see, this will be a full timeout. So we'll step aside here on the SPU webcast. We'll be right back in just a moment.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, 9:55 to go first half, and the Pioneers of Cal State East Bay with a 20-16 lead over the Seattle Pacific University Falcons. As I said that Baril Kabamba had 10 points already, but he has 7, as I think they gave him somebody else's 3. Both teams really with pretty deep benches, as we see the Pioneers making another substitution here and getting Jason Ernest into the game. Junior out of Goodyear, Arizona. And Espinoza with the ball. Will get it for a 3 from the left wing from Nwotite. And he puts that one in. And the Pioneers up 23-16. And they have been hitting from outside in this one. Knapp will get it to Evans. Mora back to Evans in the post. Evans being double teamed. Kicks it back out to Mora. Here's Latour, a deep 3 from the top of the key, and he knocks it in. Jonas Latour with 11 points already for SPU. 3 threes, and had another bucket as well. No, make that 2 threes. A 3-point play. And another bucket. As here's Espinoza trying to loop it up, and does. Scoops it up off the glass over Jackson Knapp. And the Pioneers lead it by 6. Here's Julian Mora for SPU. They trail by 6. Evans will kick it out to Moriarty. Thought about it. Managed to maintain the, or to not get called for a travel there. And he steps toward the bucket and has it knocked out. We didn't get a foul call there. Just an out of bounds play, and Latour misses everything there from the corner. Pioneers the other way with it. Nwotite. Cutting into the lane and finds McCall going to the bucket. Max McCall got left alone there. Sophomore out of San Marcos, California. And the Pioneers up by 8. Here's Evans. And he tried to loop it over the top for Moriarty and out of his reach. And the Falcons commit another turnover. Pioneers will take it back the other way. Leading by 8, trying to put a little distance between themselves and the Falcons here in the first half. McCall to Nwotite. Peyton White for Espinoza in the corner. And he will drive baseline and leave it short. Latour with the rebound. Here's Mora leaking out for Moriarty. Moriarty going to get it to Mora for a 3, and that one goes in for Julian Mora. Moriarty was able to suck in the defense there and find the open man. And it's a 5-point lead for the Pioneers of Cal State East Bay. This one kicked. And last touch by the Pioneers is going to go back to the Falcons. Sandberg will come back in for SPU. And Huff back in for the Pioneers, but we are going to get to a timeout here on the floor with 7:20 to play in the first half. 27-22 East Bay over Seattle Pacific. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, 7:20 to play first half, and the Falcons down 5. Pioneers have shot 61% from the floor, the Falcons 44%. Both teams hitting over 50% beyond the arc, as East Bay at 63% on 5 of 8, Falcons at 56% on 5 of 9 beyond the arc, and only one free throw shot so far in this game. That one by Jonas Latour of SPU. Falcons with the edge in rebounds 9-8. Not a lot of rebounds as the teams have been shooting well. Here's Moriarty getting into the lane and had it blocked and pulled down by the Pioneers as Campbell will get it to Ramsey Huff. White. And now it comes back to Huff. He'll get it back to Peyton White. As Huff and White play catch, here's Kabamba putting up the long 2 from the baseline. That one off the iron, and Jackson Knapp the rebound. Jackson Knapp last time out had a career high 17 rebounds, and he will get to the bucket and draw the foul here with 6:39 to play. Not a lot of fouls in this game either. That's just the second foul, and it goes on Kabamba. Second team foul on the Pioneers. The Falcons have only committed 1. So it's been a pretty free-flowing game. And a lot of good offensive play in this one so far as Sandberg goes baseline, kicks it to Latour. Now Moriarty finding Knapp. He'll take the 3, and that one off the iron. And Sandberg chases down the offensive rebound. And now Evans throws it away to Campbell. And here's Tyree Campbell back the other way. Pioneers with a 5-point lead. Over 6 minutes to play here in the second half. A turnaround in the lane there by Jason Ernest, and he can't get it to go. And the Falcons back the other way. Sandberg for Knapp. Now Latour feeds it into the post to Evans. Back to Latour, 3 on the way. And that one goes down for Jonas Latour. He's got 14 points here in the first half. And this is just his second start of the year. Mason Landeck was in the starting lineup for the first several games for SPU. But Latour played quite well last Saturday against Billings and is playing well again here as Kabamba comes up short on the shot there, and the Falcons with the rebound, and they have the opportunity to tie or take the lead on this possession. And they instead commit a turnover. And the Pioneers the other way. Huff will get it to Campbell. Back to Huff. Huff gets a screen. And now a 3 on the way from the left corner by Campbell is off the mark. Rebound to Knapp. Here come the Falcons. 4:50 to go in the first half. Evans will get it to Sandberg. And he'll feed it back into the post for Evans. Evans scoops it up over Jason Ernest, and that will tie up the score at 27 apiece. Let's see here. They get a timeout called. It was just a bucket and a timeout as they blew a quick whistle. 4:37 to play here in the first half, and we will keep it here as the Falcons have tied it up. Trace Evans the scoop shot off the glass, and that gives him now just 2 points in the ballgame, his first 2. Jonas Latour has gotten it done on the offensive end for the Falcons so far with 14 points and 4 rebounds. He has a steal as well, and he's 3 of 5 from distance, 5 out of 9 from the floor overall. The Pioneers with 7 from Baril Kabamba and a bunch of 2s and 3s throughout their lineup. 3 from Huff, 3 from White, 3 from Hardy, 3 from Nuotite, and several players with 2 points. So they have really spread out their scoring so far in this one. Here's Ramsey Huff into the front court. Under 4:30 to play here in the first half. And backing down and putting up the shot over Schoenerstedt is Teano Hardy. And Hardy puts the Pioneers back in front by 2. And Hardy now with 5 points in the ballgame. Here's Moriarty backing down Peyton White. Kicks it out to Schoenerstedt. Now Grant Coleman out there as well for SPU. And he'll set a screen for Moriarty, who will take it to the bucket and lay it up and in. Moriarty got to the bucket and got a good screen there from Grant Coleman. Score now tied at 29. Moriarty with 5 points in the ballgame. Here's Peyton White. And he will get it out to Campbell. And now Hardy with it. Here's Huff with 8 on the shot clock. Campbell trying to go around Schoenerstedt. He does, but the shot is off the mark. Latour had it knocked away from behind, and they're going to get a foul, I believe, on Kabamba. They will. That'll take us to another timeout on the floor. 3:22 to go first half. 29 apiece. Good ball game going on here from Royal Brown Pavilion. We'll be right back.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SB webcast. 3:22 to go first half, and we are all tied up at 29 as Owen Moriarty just tied it back up. Pioneers shooting now 50% from the floor, the Falcons 48%, and still both teams above 50% from distance. Falcons now with the edge in rebounds, 15-9 in the ball game. But they have turned the ball over 8 times, and the Pioneers just 4 times. Still, though, the Falcons with the edge in points off turnovers, 5-3. Not that that's a lot of points off turnovers either way. As Moriarty will bring it across midcourt, being guarded by Ramsey Huff. Sandberg for Evans. They want to get it to Evans down low. Here's Coleman handing off to Sandberg. Sandberg behind the back. And tried to enter it in the post to Evans, but it's kicked by White rather. And they blow it dead and reset the shot clock to 20. As the shot clock was starting to run down. Not too low, but it was lower than 20. Here's Evans to Coleman. Coleman drives to his left, gets it to Latour. In the post for Evans. Evans backing down, kicks it out for Latour. And Latour loses it in traffic, trying to get it back, but Peyton White pulls it away. Here come the Pioneers. And a 3 on the way from the corner from Campbell is no good. And the rebound to Owen Moriarty. Falcons with possession, 2:24 to play in the first half. And this one thrown away by Evans. Going back the other way. And Hardy has it knocked away by Moriarty. And it's out of bounds. Let's see if I don't believe they may call a foul here on Moriarty. They do. And so just the second foul, both of them by Moriarty. Second foul on the Falcons here in the first half. But Moriarty has picked up both of them. Jackson Knapp waiting to sub in, and they are going to say that the Taylor Hardy was in the act of shooting. Senior out of Fairfield, California, transfer from Sacramento State. And so Hardy will go to the line for the first time for the Pioneers in the ballgame. And puts in the free throw as Knapp will come in for Grant Coleman. And the Pioneers in front by a point as Hardy tries to make it 2. And that one off the mark. Rebound to Jackson Knapp. Falcons trail by a point with just over 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Knapp in the front court. We'll get it to Evans. And Evans will kick it out to Sandberg for a 3, and that one off the mark. Rebound, though, to Trace Evans. He hooks it up and in. As the Pioneers have played Trace Evans pretty well in this one so far, but he's able to collect an offensive rebound and get a putback there. Not exactly at the bucket. As this is Hardy, and he is fouled going up. And he'll be at the free throw line as Henry Sandberg commits the foul. So Hardy right back to the free throw line after going 1 of 2 a moment ago. And his first free throw is up and good to make it a 31-31 game. 7 points in the game for Hardy. He averages 10.3 points per ball game. Knocks down 2 free throws here. And coming into the game, a 64% free throw shooter. He will now come to the bench. As they will put Nwotite, Blessing Nwotite, back out there. Here's Sandberg being guarded by Nwotite. Now Evans to his left. Kicks it out to Moriarty. Knapp, Latour, and Sandberg. And Sandberg's off the mark on the 3 from the corner, but Evans able to fight for the rebound and draw the foul. And that foul is going to go on Dennis Kadirich. 1:11 to go here in the first half. And Trace Evans will be at the free throw line. Evans, a hard-fought 4 points, 3 rebounds. He's turned it over 4 times. And trying to get himself going here as Hardy will come right back in for Kadirich for the Pioneers. Evans has tied it at 32, trying to put the Falcons in front, and comes up short on the free throw. So we're tied at 32 with just over a minute to play here in the first half. Peyton White gets it out to Hardy, and now Nwotite with it. Here's Huff. He'll kick it out to Nwotite, and now Peyton White with it. White loops it back out for Hardy, a 3 on the way, and that one off the mark. And the rebound collected by Evans. He'll get it to Knapp. Falcons with about 13 seconds or so between the shot clock and the game clock. And Sandberg almost had it poked away, is able to maintain control and gets the shot up. Evans with the offensive rebound, and he couldn't get that to go either as the Falcons missed 2 on the offensive end. And Brian Rooney, I believe, got a timeout from the bench for the Pioneers with 20.9 left. The shot clock is off. And Brian Rooney will try to draw up a play to get his team another shot before the end of the half here. 32-32. It's been a good one here so far, as the Pioneers have shot 46% from the floor, the Falcons 43%. And both teams were over 50% beyond the arc, but now they're both under, as SPU at 46, actually both teams at 46%. Falcons with an 21-11 edge on the boards. But we are tied at 32 with 20.9 on the clock. Jordan Espinoza will come in and inbound here, as they have Tyree Campbell, Ramsey Huff, Blessing Nwotite, and Tayano Hardy out there. And it's going to be Huff to do some dribbling and kill some clock. And now Campbell drives, and he puts it in. Did not get the foul call. There's a lot of contact there. But the Pioneers with the lead, and now it's knocked away by Nwotite. And the Pioneers are going to take the lead into the locker room at halftime. Falcons were trying to come down and tie it back up, but they commit the turnover, and that was kind of the story in the first half. The Falcons turned it over too many times, and they go down. They go into the locker room down by 2, 34-32. Good ball game, though, here from Royal Brown Pavilion so far. We will step aside, and we'll come back with about 5 minutes left before the second half gets going, and recap the first half for you, and take a look at around the two respective conferences in this matchup here. We'll be back on the SP webcast in just a bit.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Welcome back inside Royal Brome Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. We're at halftime. Cal State East Bay with a 34-32 lead over Seattle Pacific. And let's break down the first half stats for you. The Pioneers shoot 48% in that first half, and the Falcons at 43%. Both teams shot the ball fairly well from distance, as the Pioneers went 5 out of 11 beyond the arc, and the Falcons went 6 out of 13. Both 46% out there. As not a lot of free throws shot in the first half. Pioneers 3 out of 4. The Falcons 2 out of 3. Falcons had a pretty good edge on the glass, 21-11. 6 offensive rebounds for SPU, none for East Bay. But on the other hand, the turnovers, SPU committed 11 turnovers in the first half, and Cal State East Bay with just 4. However, as a statistical oddity here, the Falcons actually ended up with more points off turnovers than the Pioneers did, 5-4. Even though they turned the ball over 11 times, the Pioneers were only able to convert those into 4 points. However, they hold the lead at halftime, as they get 8 points in the first half from Tayano Hardy, including 3 out of 4 at the free throw line. They get 7 from Baril Kabamba, and they get 4 points and 4 rebounds from Tyree Campbell. Falcons got Jonas Atur off to a good start, 14 points, 5 rebounds. A lot of those points were in the kind of the first part of the first half. Trace Evans with 5 points and 5 rebounds. He turned the ball over 4 times, but he had an assist as well. And Owen Moriarty just 5 points, but he had a rebound, 2 assists, a block, and a steal, and a turnover as well. So 34-32 is how the scoreboard reads right now, with East Bay in front by 2. And let's take a look around the conferences that these two teams play in. The Falcons in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. They just lost last Saturday to Montana State Billings. Billings won on Tuesday over Rocky Mountain College. That game took place in Billings, but at Rocky Mountain College, both of those schools located in Billings. But then today they go on the road to Minot, North Dakota, and they lose to Minot State 92-66. So just the third loss of the season for Montana State Billings. They're 1-0 in the GNAC, though. As Central Washington is hosting the Evergreen State College. Evergreen State will be here on Wednesday at Royal Brome for the Falcons' next home game. And Northwest Nazarene, a little bit later, is hosting Northwest Missouri State University. That is a 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Mountain Time tip, but 6 p.m. Pacific. So that game will be getting going shortly here. One game tomorrow, Western Washington hosting Langara, which I believe is located in Canada. Falcons will host a Canadian team here next Saturday. That will be Douglas College. They will play here at Royal Brome. So Falcons with 4 home games in the month of December, none on the road. In the CCAA, there actually was a conference game today as Chico State took down Cal Poly Humboldt 93-81. Just 2 other games won here as East Bay is taking on Seattle Pacific. But Cal State Dominguez Hills is also hosting Nobel University. And Cal State East Bay will actually be at St. Martin's in Lacey on Monday night. As that's the only game scheduled for Monday. Both teams out of conference at the moment, but the CCAA, the California Collegiate Athletic Association, they have 12 teams in that conference, and so they play a few more conference games. The Pioneers will actually play another conference game before Christmas on December 22nd. They will have San Francisco State at home. Falcons won't play in conference again until January. They will actually start their they'll resume their conference schedule. They played Montana State Billings already, but they will be at St. Martin's and at Western Oregon on January 2nd and 4th, and then back here at home to take on Western Washington and Simon Fraser on the 9th and the 11th of January. 34-32, Pioneers with the lead at the half, and we are getting ready to resume action here as both teams with their original starting fives out there, which is usually the case. And it'll be Baril Kabamba to inbound for the Pioneers. And he'll get it into Ramsey Huff. And now Kadirich with it. Kabamba finds Campbell, and he hooks it up and off the mark. And they're going to give the Falcons the ball here. They're saying it's off of Tyree Campbell. So, Falcons will get it back with a chance to tie or take the lead, and we get another quick whistle here. And a foul. And they're going to get Ramsey Huff, I believe. If they do, it's his second foul. Not a lot of fouls in the first half, but now Huff has 2 for the Pioneers. And we get another whistle. And this may be a clock issue here. They didn't start the shot clock. So they blow it dead with 19:39 left on the game clock. And they will reset the shot clock to 27. And now the Falcons bring it into the front court. Evans had it poked away but gets it back, and now he turns it over again. And that is the 5th turnover committed by Trace Evans in this game. Here is Ramsey Huff getting it to Kadirich, and he hooks it up over Evans and in. And the Pioneers with a 4-point lead. Dennis Kadirich from right here in Seattle. Went to Ingram High School. And went to Fort Scott Community College in Kansas. Here is Jackson Knapp finding Moriarty for an open 3, and that one rims out. Rebound Kadirich. And here come the Pioneers with a 4-point lead. Campbell to White. And now Huff will swing it over to Kabamba. Kabamba drives, lays it up and in. Got it in off the glass with the right hand from the left side. And he's got 9. And the Pioneers with a 6-point lead. They've scored the last 6 going back to the first half, and another turnover committed by SPU. Now Kabamba loses it, and Latour ended up with the ball, getting it to Sandberg. Sandberg out in front, and he goes up over Peyton White and puts it in the lane. And Henry Sandberg with 4 points in the ball game gets the Falcons on the board here in the second half. 38-34, East Bay with the lead. Kadirich will get it to Tyree Campbell. And now Kadirich back. Campbell drives, puts it up, and draws the foul. Tyree Campbell will head to the free throw line as Trace Evans commits his first foul. Campbell with 4 points in the ball game, and looking for a couple more here at the free throw line, as first one is up and good. Campbell, a 71% free throw shooter coming into this ball game, averages 9 points per ball game. Evans and Knapp come out, and Landek and Schoenerstedt come in for SPU. So fairly quick subs here. 2 minutes and change into the second half. And Campbell connects on the second free throw as well. Pioneers up by 6. Sandberg with it, bringing it across midcourt. And he'll get it to Moriarty. Latour trying to get it to Schoenerstedt, and he lost it into the backcourt. They actually said that it was not an over and back violation. However, Kadiric comes up with it, comes the other way, and puts it in over Schoenerstedt. And the Falcons take a timeout here, down by 8 here early in the second half. And East Bay into it on their bench as they force an early timeout from Kefri Fazio here with 17:25 to go in the ball game. 42-34, Pioneers lead the Falcons. We'll be back on the SPU webcast in just a moment. Pioneers out to an 8-point lead, 42-34, as we welcome you back inside Royal Brown Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. And the Falcons will have possession here. But it's been East Bay that's been the aggressors here. And they are actually on a 10-2 run going back to the first half. They were they've outscored the Falcons 8-2 here in the second half, but they had the last bucket of the first half. Here's Mason Landeck getting it to Owen Moriarty. Moriarty double teamed out beyond the arc as the Pioneers in a zone. Moriarty cutting down the lane though, and he draws the foul. Couldn't get the shot to go. But they're going to get the foul on Baril Kabamba. Kabamba out of Clearwater, Florida, and is a Cal State Fullerton transfer. And Owen Moriarty will head to the free throw line for 2 shots. First one up and good for the junior from Seattle. As Moriarty on the season, an 89% free throw shooter. That's not a small sample size either. It's 40 out of 45 coming into this game. As Kabamba will come out and Hardy will come in. Moriarty connects on both free throws. And the Falcons down 6. Huff will get it out of backcourt. Being guarded by Moriarty. A 3 on the way from the corner from Peyton White is off the mark. And the rebound to Latour. Landeck will swing it over to Moriarty, and now Moriarty was trying to get it back to Latour, but Landeck was there to collect it. Schoenerstedt to Sandberg. Sandberg will pull up baseline, and that shot is off the mark. Rebound to White. Here come the Pioneers up by 6. A lot of game left here, but the Pioneers have led for the majority of it. They've led by as many as 8. They had an 8-point lead a moment ago. They had an 8-point lead early in the, not early, but midway through the first half as well. We get a foul called here on SPU. That's going on Latour. That's his first. Former Falcon Kobe Elsner in the building, and he's got a bunch of kids about 10, 12 years old with him. I would kind of surmise that he's coaching a team now. and brought them to the game tonight. As the ball comes inbounds to Tayano Hardy, and he will spin and put it up over Latour and put it in. And Hardy now with 10 points in the game off the bench. He is the second leading scorer on the Pioneers roster. And he's got 10 tonight. Here's Moriarty. Falcons down 8. Shooter set. Over to Landek. He's got an open three, and that one's off the back iron. No good. Rebound to Ramsey Huff. And he throws it off of Moriarty's foot. And so this will take us to a timeout on the floor. Pioneers will have possession when we come back. 15:26 to play, and Cal State East Bay up 44-36 on SPU. We'll be back in just a moment.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. 44-36, the Pioneers leading the Falcons here as they're shooting a much better percentage than the Falcons are. 52% for the Pioneers, 41% for the Falcons. And that is really how the Falcons win games, is by shooting the ball better than their opponents. But that is not the case tonight. Hardy will get it to Campbell. And now here's White driving. He's cut off and tried to throw it back to Campbell, and he fumbles it away. Moriarty steals it, comes back the other way, and has a shot blocked as he had to adjust too many times there. And now White with a three on the way from the corner, and that one rims out. And Moriarty ends up with a rebound, as Falcons able to control the loose ball here. This one knocked out, and going up into the scorer's table there, Tayano Hardy. Falcons will have possession with 14:44 to play, as Peyton White will come out and Blessing Nwotite will come back in. He's a junior out of Surprise, Arizona. Here's Evans driving, and he might have had a path to the bucket there, but he kicked it out to Landek instead. Here's Landek out for Moriarty for a three on the way, and that one's off the rim. Rebound, though, Henry Sandberg. And Sandberg will get to the bucket and put it up and in. A little bit of contact there with Kadirich, and Sandberg was able to put it in. He's got 6 in the ballgame. Sandberg has had his moments here in his freshman year where he looks like he knows what he's doing out there. And it'd be interesting to see if he blossoms into one of the Falcons' leading scorers. Here's Moriarty with the steal, taking it the other way, coast to coast, lays it in with the left hand, and the Falcons are within 4, 44-40. Here's Huff the other way. And now Hardy going baseline. Hardy will put it up over Knapp and miss on that one, and the Falcons with the rebound. A chance to get within a possession here, as Knapp has it ripped away, and it's Hardy that commits the foul. with 13:30 to play. Falcons have cut an 8-point deficit down to 4. And the first foul on Te'ono Hardy. And it is a shooting foul, so Jackson Knapp will head to the line. Knapp looking for his first points of the ballgame. He has rebounded. He's been the Falcons' leading rebounder, but has not scored yet as he misses on the first free throw. Sandberg comes out. Latour comes in. And Tyree Campbell will come to the bench as Jordan Espinoza and Max McCall both check back in for Cal State East Bay. Knapp, the lefty, puts up the second free throw, and he is on the board now. 1 of 2 on that trip. And the Falcons within 3 at 44-41. Here's Espinoza being guarded by Moriarty. And now Hardy with it. Gets it to McCall. Kadirich for Nwotite. He'll step back out. Evans on him. Falcons playing good defense on this possession so far as Espinoza with the turnaround. Couldn't get it to go, but Hardy comes in there and gets the offensive rebound, and Kadirich draws the foul. As Falcons played that possession pretty well defensively, but Hardy was able to get the offensive rebound. And now Latour commits his second foul. And this will not be a shooting foul. The Pioneers will take it out of bounds. 3 team fouls on each team as Kabamba checks back in for East Bay. And takes the inbounds pass. Hardy for McCall. McCall drives. Being guarded by Landek. And now Nwotite driving into the lane and couldn't get the shot to go. Knapp the rebound. Falcons the other way, trailing by 3. Here's Knapp handing to Landek. A 3 on the way, and he knocks it in. Mason Landek is on the scoreboard. And the Falcons have tied it 44 apiece. They're on an 8-0 run. Here's Kabamba and Evans with a little bit of contact. And it gets called for the foul. Evans with his second foul. 44s on the board here with 12:20 to play. Pass comes into Kabamba. Now Nwotite with it. Driving on Knapp. Goes up over him and a little too strong. Latour there for the rebound. And here come the Falcons into the front court. Knapp. And he's going to get called for the charge. Kabamba gets in there and draws the charge. And we're going the other way. Pioneers will sub in Peyton White, Ramsey Huff, and Tyree Campbell. I'm saying Tyree, not Tyreek. But Tyree Campbell. As we get a whistle on Landek all the way at mid-court, committing a foul. And that'll take us to the media timeout here. We're at 12 minutes, but we'll refer to it as the under 12 timeout. 44-44, Falcons on an 8-0 run. Pioneers will have possession when we come back in just a moment on the SB webcast. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion in Seattle, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. As Falcons have tied it up at 44. They have the edge in rebounds, 28-16. They have controlled the glass in this one, but they've turned the ball over several more times than the Pioneers have. 15-7. Falcons have turned it over 15 times. Pioneers with possession. And here is Campbell rather. That's Campbell kicking it out to Hardy, and Hardy knocks down the three. Puts it up over Evans, and the Pioneers up by 3, 47-44. As Hardy now with 13 points in the ballgame. Landak tried to get it over the top to Latour, and it was knocked out by the Pioneers. And so the Falcons will keep it with 16 on the shot clock. Landak hit a three a moment ago, gets it into Moriarty. He's near the sideline. He's able to get it to Evans, though. And now it's knocked away by Campbell. And here's Campbell back the other way, and the shot blocked. Hardy goes down hard. And I think that was thanks to Latour, and they are going to call a foul on Jonas Latour. That'll be his third. Falcons have committed 7 team fouls here in the second half already. And Teano Hardy going to the free throw line, as Henry Sandberg will check in for Trace Evans. And we'll send Latour down to one of the spots near the bucket, as this will be a 1-and-1 here coming up from Hardy, and he puts in the first. Teano Hardy, 64% at the line coming into the game. And misses on the second one, and we get a whistle as the ball was in the air. And they're going to get a, let's see, did they call a foul on, they called a foul on Moriarty? Or did they call a lane violation? I think they called a lane violation. So, Hardy's going to get another free throw. And he gets that one to go. So officially 2 out of 2, as the second one didn't count. And Teano Hardy with 15 points in the ballgame. 5-point lead now for the Pioneers after the Falcons had come back and tied it. Knapp goes up and draws the foul. And the foul going to go on Ramsey Huff. That'll be his third, as Kabamba is out there with 3 as well. 11-10 to play here, and Knapp will be at the free throw line. And Jackson Knapp's first free throw rims out. Knapp came into this game a 71% free throw shooter, but we've seen him miss a couple here. And he'll get another crack at it. Trying to get the Falcons back within 4. And that one rims out. And the rebound to Kabamba, as Knapp goes 0 for 2 on that trip down the floor. And the Pioneers still with a 5-point lead. Here's Kabamba. Gets it to Hardy. And now Peyton White with it. White drives, pulls it back out. Kabamba, now Huff. And the shot clock running down. And Campbell hooks it up, and that one rims out, and Knapp ends up with the rebound. Plays through a little contact and is able to get it to Landak. Now Moriarty drives, try to get it to Knapp, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Pioneers. Falcons will take it with 10:30 to go. 20 on the shot clock. Blessing Nwotite checks in for Teano Hardy. Falcons down 5 with 10:30 to go. Still plenty of time in this game. Here's Knapp. Getting it to Latour for a 3 from the top of the key, and that one is off the mark. And White with the rebound for East Bay. It'll come out to Campbell, and now White will step back and put it up over Landek, and that one rims out. Knapp with the rebound. Jackson Knapp all over the glass. Had 17 rebounds against Montana State Billings. Here's Moriarty. Puts up a 3. And I believe they're going to get a foul on Ramsey Huff out beyond the arc. They are. And so Moriarty's going to head to the free throw line for 3 shots. Ramsey Huff commits his 4th foul as well. As the Pioneers getting ready, both teams actually getting ready to make some substitutions. As Moriarty puts in the first. And they will sub in between the second and third free throws here. 9:49 on the clock, and Moriarty knocks in free throw number 2. Evans in for Latour, and McCall and Kadirich in for Cal State East Bay. Moriarty 2 for 2 and looking to make it 3 out of 3. And he does. Moriarty gets all 3 free throws. And he now has 12 points in the ball game, including 5 out of 5 at the free throw line. And this one turned over. Falcons will take it back. And they will have an opportunity to tie or take the lead here. With just over 9.5 left in the ball game. Here's Mason Landek across midcourt. Gets it to Moriarty. Moriarty in the post for Evans, being guarded by Kadirich. And loops it out to Sandberg in the corner. Falcons working around the perimeter. Here's Landek getting the screen from Evans. Landek the long 2, and that one no good. Evans couldn't pull down the rebound, and here come the Pioneers the other way. 3 on the way from Kabamba from the top of the key is no good. And Motite knocks it out. Falcons will have it again with an opportunity to tie or take the lead. 9:02 to play. Here's Mason Landek across midcourt, being guarded by Peyton White. And Evans with the pass to Sandberg, and it's off of Sandberg out of bounds. It'll be the Pioneers taking it back on the turnover. They lead by 2. Here's Max McCall across midcourt. Sophomore out of San Marcos, California. Nuotite will kick it to Peyton White. He has time to set his feet and put in the 3 from the right wing. And the Pioneers lead it by 5. Peyton White with 6 points in the ball game. As McCall will bring it across midcourt. Sandberg on the left wing being guarded by White. He'll get it to Knapp coming down the lane. Kicks it to Landek. Landek steps inside the arc and puts in the long 2 from about 15 feet out. As Landek got to a good spot on the floor and put in a good shot there for SPU. Here's Kabamba. Now White out beyond the 3-point arc. And he will direct Kabamba to set him a screen. He'll get it to Kadirich. McCall back out to White. A 3 on the way again. This one is good. And White kind of kept the hand up in the air and stood there and admired it for a minute. He has 9 in the ballgame, and the Pioneers a 6-point lead, 55-49. As Moriarty, McCall kind of staggered back, but Moriarty missed the shot. Now McCall down to the floor, but Kabamba comes the other way, puts it up and in, draws the foul, and it'll be Baril Kabamba to the free throw line with 7:10 to play. I believe this will take us to a timeout on the floor. It will. Espinoza will come in for the Pioneers, but Pioneers by 8, and Kabamba will be at the free throw line when we come back, as the Pioneers trying to open up some space here between themselves and the Falcons. We'll be back in just a moment.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back inside Royal Brome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. Tayono Hardy with 15 points for the Pioneers, and now Baril Kabamba with 11. And he will go to the free throw line here as both teams bringing in some subs. Espinoza, as I mentioned, in for East Bay. I mentioned before the timeout. And the Falcons will bring in Julian Mora and Grant Coleman. And Kabamba to the free throw line, senior out of Clearwater, Florida. And his free throw is up and off the mark. It rims out. Coleman the rebound. And the Falcons down 8 with just over 7 minutes to play. Trying to cut back into that lead. They had it tied up. They went on an 8-0 run a little while ago. Here's Coleman, a 3 on the way, and that one off the mark. And tapped out to Espinoza. And the Pioneers back the other way with it. Trying to push the lead to double digits here. Kadirich to White. And now White will take it back. He'll look to go around Moriarty. Gets into the lane. And gets past Moriarty. Puts the shot up. But Moriarty comes down with the rebound as it's off the mark. Falcons back the other way, trailing by 8. Julian Mora with it. He'll get a screen from Coleman, and now go back to Coleman. They're back. They're both out on the perimeter. Here's Mora with the shot clock down to single digits. Moriarty the 3 on the way, and that one rims out. Latour trying to get to it. And it's saved inbounds, and the Pioneers come the other way with it. Here's Kabamba. Kabamba kicks it out to McCall. It was Espinoza that saved that one inbounds to Kabamba. And here's McCall driving. McCall gets underneath. Gets it to White. Shot clock running down. Moriarty knocks it out with 7 on the shot clock, as Tyree Campbell will come back in. Peyton White coming out. And that is Peyton with a D, not a T. And we get a whistle here. Latour called for the foul on Kabamba. And that is going to bail out the Pioneers, as shot clock was running down pretty low on them. Landeck will come back in for Sandberg for the Falcons, and Hardy will come in, and they're trying to decide whether he's coming in now or later. Moriarty balancing on one foot as Kabamba puts in the free throw, and now Hardy will come in for Kadirich. And Kabamba now with 12 points in the ball game. And trying to make it a 10-point lead for the Pioneers here. And he does. 59-49, East Bay with 5.5 to play in the ball game. Mora will take it across midcourt. And he's going to take a three, and that one off the mark as he got the pass right back from Coleman and had a good look at it, but couldn't get it to go down. Pioneers by 10. Still a lot of time left, but time beginning to become a factor here. Hardy to Kabamba. And Kabamba has it taken away by Mora, and Mora lost it. And it's going to stay with the Pioneers. They reset the shot clock. And now they're going to set it back to 5 seconds. They're going to say Mora did not have it long enough to reset possession, as Peyton White will come back in for Jordan Espinoza. So 5 on the shot clock for the Pioneers. And they get it in, and Hardy couldn't get the shot to go, but it comes right to Peyton White, and he drives down the lane and gets it to go. And we get a whistle here. And the official's going to talk something over here. As the ball hit the rim. So should not have been an issue with the shot clock. The bucket counts. And the Falcons are down 12. As Peyton White gets the bucket there. I think that may have been what they were discussing, was whether there was an issue with the shot clock. But the shot before White's shot hit the rim. So the Pioneers now up by 12 with 4.5 to play. Here's Mora for Coleman. He's going to take a three, and that one off the iron, no good. Mora chases down the rebound, though, and keeps the possession alive for SPU. Knapp back out to Mora. Now Coleman, Landek, and Moriarty in the corner for three, and that one off the iron, no good. Pioneers back the other way, leading by 12. Kabamba gets around Moriarty, and that one rims out. Rebound to Knapp. Here's Landek back the other way. Landek has it knocked away from behind by McCall. And here come the Pioneers. And Campbell will draw the foul. 3:57 to go, and that'll take us to our last media timeout. And the Pioneers looking like they are going to come into Royal Brougham. Still some time to go, but the Falcons are going to have to make a serious run here. They are down 12 with 3:57 to play. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Brougham Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SB webcast. 61-49, Pioneers with the lead, and they are currently on a 9-0 run. And going back to when it was tied at 44, they are on a 17-5 run. As Sandberg will come back in for SPU, but it'll be Tyree Campbell at the free throw line. And the Pioneers in control of this one and trying to close it out. here in the final minutes of the ball game. Campbell knocks down the free throw. Tyree Campbell back to the line and gets both here. As on the evening, Campbell now 4 out of 4 at the free throw line. And it is a 14-point deficit that SPU is staring down here. Sandberg in the post for Evans. Evans will loop it up over Kabamba. He misses the shot. Kabamba with the rebound. And East Bay with another possession. Up by 14, 3.5 to play. Falcons are going to need for the Pioneers to go cold here. And Falcons are going to need to hit some shots. Here is Campbell, or Hardy rather, taking it all the way to the bucket and finger rolling it up and in off the glass. And it's a 16-point lead as Landeck turns it over. And here come the Pioneers again. And there is Hardy to Kabamba for the lay-in. It is an 18-point lead as Knapp gets fouled crossing midcourt. Foul going to be called on Hardy. No, make that Campbell. Campbell called for his first foul. But the Pioneers in the double bonus already. Here's Moriarty, a three from the corner, and that one goes down. Falcons within 15 with 2:45 to play. Moriarty's got 17 points in the ballgame. And his season average now is 18 after he had a 29-point game last time out. Pioneers just trying to kill some clock. Here is Campbell into the lane. Couldn't get the shot to go. Sandberg the rebound. 2:20 left to play. Falcons down 15. Sandberg in the post for Evans, and he gets fouled. And the foul called on Peyton White, his first. 2:11 to play. And East Bay going to come in here and win their second straight game. They won over Cal Poly Humboldt last time out. As Huff will come back in for McCall. Barring a miracle, I should say. There's still 2:11 to play here in this one. But the Falcons are down by 15, and that one is off the mark. That was the front end of a 1-and-1 for Trace Evans there. And the Pioneers back the other way, up by 15, and now down inside 2 minutes to play. Here's Campbell, kicking it to White, out to Kabamba. 10 on the shot clock. And the Pioneers are going to try to use up as much clock as they can, but Kabamba has it knocked away. Here's Sandberg the other way. Gets it to Moriarty, a quick three from the left wing, and that one hits up on top of the glass. And the Pioneers will take it back as it's called out of bounds. 1:37 to go. Jonas Latour back in for Trace Evans. Evans has not had his best night as a Falcon, as he has committed a few turnovers. Pioneers have made him work, as they've really, Falcons have controlled the glass, but Pioneers have played well defensively, particularly on Evans. As here's Kabamba coming down the lane, couldn't get the shot to go. Falcons with the rebound. But now down close to a minute to go. Here's Knapp. And Knapp will throw it down. And the Falcons will applaud the effort there. Knapp with 3 points in the ballgame now, as he just made he had a free throw earlier. The foul called on Tyree Campbell, and Knapp will go to the free throw line. But a little too late here, as the Falcons are still down 13 with a minute to play. Knapp knocks down the free throw. 67-55, East Bay with the lead over Seattle Pacific. Here's Kabamba into the front court. This one was tied at 44, and now here's a steal. Knapp coming the other way, gets it to Landak, and he lays it up and in. 10-point game, 44 seconds left. And Kefri Fazio gets a quick timeout. If the Falcons are able to force a couple more turnovers here, they could still possibly find themselves in this one down the stretch. I've seen it happen before, where a team erases a big deficit in a hurry. But 44 seconds and 10 points, not exactly a recipe for success for the Falcons. Landak, though, with the lay-in there to give him 7 points for the game, and Knapp on the assist on that last play. In this ball game, though, the Pioneers shooting 44%, Falcons 39%. Each team has hit 8 threes, but East Bay has been a lot more efficient. 47% beyond the arc, 8 out of 17. Falcons 8 out of 27, 30%. And East Bay has only missed 2 free throws on the night. 85% make it at the stripe. Falcons 9 out of 14, 64%. So even though the Falcons have out-rebounded the Pioneers 37-27, it's been the Pioneers in control tonight, as they really have pulled away here in the last few minutes. Falcons have turned it over 19 times, and the Pioneers just 10. And that makes a difference. Kabamba will inbound. Falcons with the full court press on. And they're going to call Peyton White for a travel. And the Falcons will get the ball back. Falcons catch a break there, as they were going to need to think about fouling. And Peyton White gets called for the travel. And the Falcons will have a possession here with 40.1 left. Landak gets it into Knapp. Here's Sandberg. Falcons are going to need to put up a shot here pretty quickly, as Knapp puts it up and in with 31.2 left on the clock, and Fazio gets another quick timeout. Falcons are down by 8 with 31.2 to go, and stranger things have happened. But East Bay, all they got to do is play sound basketball here, and they will leave Seattle with a win and head down to Lacey for a game against St. Martin's on Monday. 67-59, and the Pioneers will have possession here. Falcons are going to need to foul, as long as they don't get another turnover. But they were able to get a traveling violation called on White there on the last possession, and they were able to get a bucket. This time it'll be Kabamba to inbound with 31.2 left on the clock. He'll get it in to Huff, and Huff is going to get fouled by Moriarty, who just picked up his 3rd foul. And the shot clock, Moriarty just picked up his 3rd foul, yes. He's got 15. Number 1 on the other side is Teona Hardy. He's got 17. Ramsey Huff to the free throw line. The shot clock is off now. 29.6 left in the ballgame. And Huff knocks in the first free throw to give him 4 points for the game. Grant Coleman will check in for Jackson Knapp. And Huff trying to push the lead back to 10 here for the Pioneers. With 29.6 left. And he does. And if you can hit free throws in the late stages of a ball game and you have the lead, you're probably going to close it out. Moriarty gets the bucket, lays it up and in. And again, the Falcons get a quick timeout here. each team with just one left. One of those in the last little bit here may have actually been called by East Bay. But the Pioneers still with an 8-point lead, 69-61, 21.2 left on the clock. And Pioneers can take control of the ball, take care of the ball, I should say, and hit free throws if they are presented the opportunity. Then they are going to come out with the win here to go to 3-5 overall, and the Falcons are going to drop to 2-8. Falcons with wins at San Marcos on November 16th, and then here over Linfield, which was a Division III opponent. Falcons have played well in a lot of their games this year. They just lost by 3 to Chico State in their opener. But Falcons are going to come out on the short end again here, though. And they'll have to go back to the drawing board. They're going to get, as Sandberg picks up the foul here with 19.9 left, they're going to get a couple of opponents that are pretty beatable in Evergreen State and Douglas College, their next two games. But then they'll be back in conference play at the beginning of 2025. Peyton White to the free throw line, knocks in the first one, as Coleman will check back in for Jackson Knapp. And White with now 12 points in the game. Max McCall in for Teono Hardy. And White looking for 13 here at the stripe. And that one goes in for Peyton White. Here's Landeck. Across midcourt, gets it to Coleman for a three. And Coleman knocks it down. And the first three of the ball game for Grant Coleman gets the Falcons back within 7. 14.4 left, though. And just not enough time. And Falcons are going to foul one more time. They get White again with 11.2 left. And the foul on Sandberg again. That'll be his third. And so White back to the stripe. The Pioneers in the double bonus. And White misses off the front rim there. He'll get one more. Falcons down 3 possessions with 11 seconds left in the game. So White misses on both free throws here. Here's Moriarty driving the other way. And he scoops it up and couldn't get it to go. And White comes down with the rebound. And White showing kind of a grimace there. I'm not sure. He got caught somewhere. But he's okay. He's coming off the floor. So are the Pioneers. They collect the win here over the Falcons by a count of 71-64. As this game was tied at 44, and the Pioneers took control and got out to an 18-point lead at one point. The Falcons were able to make it a little more respectable at the end, but they drop it by 7. So the Pioneers go to 3-5, and coming up for them, I mentioned they're at St. Martin's on Monday, and they're crowding around their assistant coach, Russell Payne, and maybe because he had, I'm not sure what he had there, but East Bay with the win. They will be at St. Martin's in Lacey on Monday night, and then they will be back home for 5 in a row after that. All CCAA games, as they will take on San Francisco State on December 22nd, and then they'll open the Open 2025 with 4 more conference home games So a little bit of a scheduling quirk there. Falcons, as I mentioned, will have Evergreen State here on Wednesday. And then they will have Douglas College a week from tonight at another 5 p.m. tip. Then they will resume conference play after the new year. Let's take a look at some of the stats from this one. Pioneers shoot 44% from the floor, the Falcons 42%. And really beyond the arc, a big difference there. The Pioneers much more efficient out there, 8 out of 17. The Falcons were 9 out of 28. Pioneers 15 out of 19 from the free throw line. A couple of misses by Peyton White there at the end, or they would have been, they just had 2 misses at the stripe before that last trip there. Falcons went 9 out of 14. They did out-rebound the Pioneers 38-28, but they committed 19 turnovers, and the Pioneers just committed 11. And so the Pioneers did a much better job taking care of the basketball. And they had a lot of guys on their team that are able to just put the ball in the basket. A lot of versatile players for East Bay, as they get 17 from Tayano Hardy. He goes 5 out of 9 from the floor. Just played 22 minutes and scored 17 points. It was 2 out of 4 beyond the arc, 5 out of 6 at the free throw line. And they get 15 from Baril Kabamba and 3 rebounds. They get 13 from Peyton White. And Peyton White hit 3 out of 5 from distance in the game. As they get 8 from Campbell. He had 5 rebounds. And they get 6 from Kadirich with 4 rebounds. Falcons with 17 and 4 rebounds from Moriarty. They get 14 from Latour, and those were all in the first half. He had 7 rebounds, but in a losing effort. And really, those 14 points, most of them were kind of right in the first few minutes. Trace Evans, as I mentioned, really not his best night as a Falcon. 5 points, 6 rebounds, 7 turnovers. And Evans has had better games and will have more better ones in the future. Mason Landek off the bench had 7 points, but he turned it over 4 times as well. He had 3 assists and a rebound. But the Pioneers win this one over SPU by a final count of 71-64. We're going to have women's basketball on Tuesday night against Pacific Lutheran at 5:15 on Tuesday, and then we'll have a 6 p.m. game. The men's team will take on Evergreen State. That'll be Wednesday, December 18th. So that'll be the next time we'll see you for men's basketball. We'll have the women's game the night before against Pacific Lutheran. And we will talk to you on Tuesday or on Wednesday if you don't tune in for the women's game. We'll be back on the air on Wednesday. Evergreen State will be in the building for a 6 p.m. tip. And we will talk to you then. Have a good rest of your weekend.